Hey everyone, Shadow Rockets here, and today for F'd Up Physics we are looking at the Halo 1 Warthog. As you can see, their physics are just all sorts of messed up. I almost don't even have to explain this one, just look at this. Now I do want to point out that on the ice there are different physics than on land. Not vastly different, more so just if you're stationary on the ice, which we'll show later. We have an actual clip of this. But if you're stationary on the ice, you're essentially an immovable object. Now you'll still be moved, but the person that hits you will actually be the one to fly into the air. And this works, I would say 99% of the time. You just have to be absolutely stationary. Now, as far as the physics side of this goes, the real part that's messed up is momentum. And the momentum formula, which I'll throw up right now, as you can see, there's the example of the immovable object. As you can see, is P equals mv, P being momentum, m being the mass, and v being the velocity. Now when you have a system of two masses, then you can actually add the initial masses, or the initial momentums of each object, and they should equal the final momentums of both objects. That is because momentum is always conserved. Now in Halo 1, the gravity is kind of just messed up, as you can tell. It's very light and fluffy. It's to kind of get you to be able to jump up into the air higher. Crouch jumping is not really too much of a thing in Halo 1. You can still kind of do it, but I don't even think it really helps you that much as opposed to Halo 2. However, you can obviously see, and the impact of the Warthog on a person. If a Warthog's moving and a person's moving, actually the person doesn't have to really be moving, I don't believe, but if the Warthog's moving and it touches a person, that person's dead in Halo 1 instantaneously. So, I also want to kind of point out the tanks. They're just so lightweight when you drive under them in a Warthog. You can see me just lifting up the tank here. It is just crazy. I'll kind of roll back into some more Warthog footage, but I don't understand why they needed to, well, I guess I do kind of understand why they needed to make the gravity light and fluffy. It just kind of assists them. They don't have the technology, the code that they had in Halo 2 to kind of pull things down, though you do also have gravity in Halo 2 and you can lessen that gravity, and that's kind of nice. But in Halo 1 they had to allow you to jump high to do all the things they needed you to do and to make the sizing and the scaling and everything work just fine. So everything is very light and fluffy. You land very softly. I don't know if you noticed whenever you jump in Halo 1, but you land very softly and you kind of fall very slowly. So that's just kind of the mindset behind this. Like I said before, though, the momentum should always be conserved, and that's why the problem is here is the masses are the same, because both Warthogs don't change mass, and in fact vehicles are indestructible in Halo 1, but while the initial velocity of one may be 0 and the initial velocity of one may be, let's say, 2, the final velocity of the other one kind of increases because they move a little bit, but the one that rams initially, especially on the ice, also increases. So momentum is increasing in this scenario. All you have to do is look at the final velocities and see that we're speeding up, we're spinning, we're accelerating, we're doing all sorts of wild and crazy things that we didn't have before the impact. So in other words, momentum's not conserved. This breaks one of the major laws of physics. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Shadow Rockets out.